Hi everyone, today is a very special day because we are here with Katie Brindle, founder of the Hayo'u Method, which is a wellness brand based on Chinese medicine. And we're here to talk about beauty from the inside out and this array of beautiful jade tools which are going to help us feel and look younger, fresher, more vibrant, and help remove stress from our lives and from our face. Can you start by telling us what are these, what is Hayo'u, and how do we use them?
Okay, well Hayo'u, as you said, is a wellness brand that I created a few years ago in response to really being a Chinese medical practitioner myself and being in clinic and realising that there was a gap in the beauty market as well as in the health market for people to really address their symptoms from the inside out rather than the outside in, which is what we tend to be doing at the moment. So these lovely jade crystals are really the beauty aspect of the brand, which interestingly, the beauty market's always quite adventurous in terms of what it's prepared to try in order to for people to look their best. And it's really taken the world by storm. We've won 3 awards since we launched, which was only 18 months ago. And you were one of the absolute early adopters.
Yes,
but
I have to say I do love this particular Beauty Restorer, which was your first product,
It's the first and the hero product. So should I talk a little bit more about it? So what you'll notice about it, because I've given you a separate one there for you to have a little play with, but first of all, how beautiful they are. They're crystals.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of work, articles now in the press about crystals in beauty and how to use them, and lots of people have got jade rollers, for example. But what's beautiful about ours is that every single one is a unique piece, which makes it lovely. Then what you're going to observe is that you've got this rounded edge, and now this is where the magic occurs, because with the rounded edge, what you do is you press stroke the tool across your skin. Okay.
Can you explain press stroking?
Yes, I can. Now, I've got just eye makeup on, so I've got clean skin. I've just cleansed and toned and moisturised my skin this morning. So with clean, hydrated skin, you use the rounded edge and you're simply, can you see the red flush? Right, so you're just press stroking firmly, but it's nice and gentle. It's a massage across the skin, and you're looking for this red flush of circulation. And what this is doing is it's drawing the microcirculation, which sits just under the epidermis of the skin, by 400%. Now, in beauty language, that's so important, because what that means is that you're drawing nutritious, oxygenated blood up into the surface of your skin from the inside out.
So this is what we mean when we're talking about nourishing the skin from the inside out.
Yes.
We've got all the ability within our bodies to help clear the skin, to feed it, to plump it.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need to put anything externally.
No, I mean, the thing is, I'm obviously a woman myself and I have attachments to various beauty products that I love to use. So this brand is very much coming in addition to what you already know and love. It's an extra. The products that you have in your bathroom cabinet currently are working outside in, where this tool draws the circulation from the inside out.
So if it works with your skincare, so you get a double hit, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Outside in, inside out. And you mentioned earlier about stress and that we're a wellness brand. And this is really the difference, because the reason why stress is so important in beauty in terms of how detrimental it can be is that you can be using the best skincare products in the world, but if you then go to work and you're dealing with stress, which most of us are, what that's doing to your skin is the body is drawing circulation away from the peripheral organs, one of which is the skin, and it puts it into the muscles for fight or flight. Now, what that means for your face is that the skin is no longer being nourished by the circulation, and the blood that's no longer in the skin is now sitting in your muscles. And if the expression is anger or frustration or tension or the general things that happen when we're at work because we're getting things done, that then gets sort of set in these expressions in our faces that we're desperately trying to get rid of.
And it gives us lines.
Right, it gives us lines, it gives us expressions, it gives us kind of, the crow's feet here, it gives us the 11 lines here, it gives us all sorts. So what's so wonderful about this tool is that not only are you rectifying that, because you're easing the circulation out of its held place in the muscles, back into the skin where it's supposed to be, but you're also massaging the skin back to where it's supposed to be, without the need to necessarily have injectables to actually kind of freeze expressions. Actually, what you're doing is you're just massaging them away. And it feels nice.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
It's very cooling. I have one in my handbag and I have one at home, and you can just put it on your face if you've got tired screen face. You can just take a moment to go, like that. to cool your eyes, and it really does relax your expression. And I think we don't realise how set we get in our expressions when we're typing or when we're reading or when we're concentrating. This is a moment of pause. Really,
it really is.
It?
I was in an office recently, and I did an experiment with some of the ladies there, and we all put post-it notes here. And just sat at our desks for 10 minutes and just answered our phones and emails to see what happened. And the post-it notes just flew off all the time. Because we're constantly going like this as we're concentrating. So the other thing that's lovely about the Beauty Restorer is the thickness. So the rounded edge is really important. But the thickness, when you were talking about the cool aspect of the jade, that really matters, because with a big thick piece of jade, it will hold its temperature really, really well. So you can keep the stone under the eyes like this, or over the eyes like this for quite a long period of time before it starts to warm up. And if it's thinner, you're not going to get the benefit of the kind of the crystal impact on the skin. So when you're doing acupressure points like this,
there are two points here, aren't there, where you put these two prongs in here, and it just gives, not only does it give your eyebrows a little bit of a lift, but it just feels amazing.
The other one that's nice is the lockjaw one. This is so common in clinic. This here, you can just literally roll it. And the other,
I do clench my jaw a lot.
So it's so common.
This is stress going into the muscles and locking the muscles.
And you just literally ease it, and then of course draw it along the chin and go up.
And this can also tone your jawline, can't it?
This is so good for the saggy jaw. And all of these reasons are why the Beauty Restorer has been such a multiple award winner, because it's a one-off purchase. It works with what you have. It doesn't mean you have to empty out your bathroom cupboards and start again. It doesn't end up in the sea in a plastic, in some castaway plastic. We are all now looking for realistic solutions to look our best, but also not pollute the world. So that was the original Beauty Restorer.
And also, I have heard women who have hot flushes using it for cooling. Our co-founder Sarah Vine is a massive fan of this. And also, can it help with things like inflammatory skin conditions like rosacea? Could you use it on to cooler if you've got redness in your cheeks?
Now this is where it gets interesting, because you see, when we start talking about the brand, there's a lot to say. We were just talking about it earlier, going, where do we start? Okay, it's a wellness brand. Well, why are we talking about beauty tools with a wellness brand? But the minute we start talking about general anti-aging, which is where we started, we then go into syndromes. So we're now talking about rosacea or acne or menopause. This is now health. And what happens is you then take the stone away from the face and down into the chest. So what's lovely is that you use this press stroke technique to press stroke across the décolletage, which is not only really good for the skin, but it's also anti-inflammatory. Because Gua Sha, when you draw this redness up, it's a low-level flush on the face, but when you go to the body, you can go deeper. So you can really draw a redness up, more towards like cupping almost. And when you draw the level of circulation up to that extent, the body then releases an enzyme to basically draw the circulation back into itself. And that is an anti-inflammatory response. So it's quite brilliant for health conditions.
Stress is strongly linked to inflammation in the body,
Absolutely
isn't it? So
huge.
whatever we can do to reduce inflammation. And you're saying basically that this technique, bringing redness to the chest, is a way of releasing stress, and
it very much is. Basically, you can, when you're dealing with the face, you're looking for, it's really beauty to start with. You're looking for lovely skin. The minute then you have a pathology, you've got there's an imbalance in the body, rosacea, menopause, it's all imbalances. You then have to take it into the body, and you can go a bit firmer, because most people aren't necessarily going to see the sort of the upper chest or the upper arms, and it's a very easy area of the body to access. To very simply, so at night you just carry on your beauty routine with oil on the chest, and you're just press stroking. This is all demonstrated on the website anyway, but you press stroke across, you draw up deeper redness, and that's an anti-inflammatory. This is what makes Gua Sha such a fantastic technique going into health, into the wellness business, because anything to do with anti-inflammatory is fantastic, because most modern day illnesses are caused by the inflammatory response, largely due to stress. So we know that that's the root cause. We also know that one of the main reasons we get sick is low immunity. And Gua Sha has also been scientifically improved to improve immunity. So this is a very good technique for hay fever and colds as well. So all you do, again, use the rounded edge, but I've still got all here. So you just take it down the throat.
So that's lymphatic drainage.
Yes.
Is it all your kind of germs and bacteria and stuff
Yes.
that when you get a cold and you get that kind of snivelly, hay fevery, those symptoms, you're kind of helping to drain it.
Absolutely. So in the winter time, it's particularly good for that kind of tickly throat, coldy, because it's hitting the tonsils, and you're just going to press stroke down right at the area where it's being hit. For hay fever season, which is what we're going into now, again, tickly throat, different reasons. Gua Sha the throat, Gua Sha the chest.
Yeah.
And that's going to
cool
help
the eyes if you've got puffy eyes.
Yes, and cool here. You can also press in here. It gives you really good.
What does this one do that you're showing us now?
Oh, now this is an acupressure point that we would use normally with needles in clinic. So this is what we always do needles here for hay fever because it's the exit point for the lungs. It's
you are also an acupuncturist.
I am, yes. Well, yes, very highly trained across all these different things because I was originally did Chinese massage as well. So this tool kind of covers everything. And now really my absolute passion is to assist people to self-treat, which is what these tools are all about. So this is the original Beauty Restorer. The thinner one, should I talk about that?
Yeah. Can I just ask you, when we're talking about rosacea, people might worry if they've got redness in their skin, if they've got a breakout or something. Can they use this?
It's a very common question. What we say you do, if you have any kind of skin conditions, you just use the thickness of the crystal and you hold. Because the crystal, as you've noticed, even under the lights, holds its coolness really well. So you just hold that over the affected area. You don't gua sha where you have, if this is acne or rosacea, you don't gua sha that area, but what you do is you gua sha the chest, you gua sha the body, because what's happening is you need to clear the heat that's being caused by whatever's going on internally, which is being flushed upwards into the face.
The symptoms are showing in your face,
yes.
so you treat the body.
You treat the body, yes.
Yeah. I have to say though, that when Katie gave me one of these 18 months ago, she just told me, oh yes, it'll plump your face, you'll reduce your lines. What she didn't say is that it will really help clear your breakouts. And this is just something that I found. If I don't use this, I get these hormonal spots around my chin, and I think I fell off the wagon for a couple of months with my gua sha, and they all came back. So once they cleared, there I was every day, and you can feel that's like crunching underneath the skin, so you can feel this kind of congestion, and it really did. It's given me clear skin, and I really notice if I don't use this. So,
well, I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, I of course I'm the founder, but I am absolutely like a creature obsessed. I mean, I will not miss a day because, not just because I'm sort of being draconian about it, but it's a bit like teeth brushing. Yeah. You know, when you go to bed, and you're too tired and you think. But then you get up because it all feels disgusting. Well, that's the same as gua sha. Your skin needs it. Once you've done it, because it feels so pleasurable. It's a lovely, soothing feeling.
And actually, the technique of doing gua sha on your face takes 1 minute.
Yes.
And there is a video on your website,
there is.
Isn't there, to show people the how to do it and how it only takes 1 minute. And actually, you watch it once and then you can just do it every day in the shower. Or
I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory because you just basically follow the contours of your face any which way you like. The original idea was because no one had heard of this technique, and everyone sort of says, oh, I haven't got time. I thought, well, I want to create a tool that's effectively like toothbrushing, so it's like a minute. And that was the design that went into the original Beauty Restorer. Then what happened was the early adopters started emailing in and they were saying, well, hang on, this is amazing. So now, actually, funnily enough, I do have loads of time. So can I do it for longer? And the answer is absolutely. But this is where now the tools start to get a bit more nuanced and they're a bit more like makeup brushes, because this tool is absolutely designed for 1 minute. You can go to 10. Someone of skin like yours, absolutely no problem at all. But if you're a more mature lady, let's say in your 60s, 70s, and your skin's not quite as strong as it used to be, and you want to do a prolonged treatment, this will be a little bit heavy. Yeah. It's very good for what it does. But this is why we brought the light, which
so
is...
you can see here, this is the thicker one, and this is the light.
That's right.
Here.
So there... Because the reason why it's thinner is because this has been designed for a much longer gua sha treatment, like up to an hour. So this is where the
you
kind
can do
of
it in front of the TV.
Netflix.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is your Netflix tool.
This is, I mean, literally, the glamour of my domestic life. But once my kids have gone to bed, all my makeup's off, and I sit in front of the telly. So my poor husband, this is me all evening, just going over and over and over. Now, can you see that the red flush is going to come up pretty quickly because it's a very thin tool,
and it's much lighter on the skin, but it does still bring up that redness.
Yes,
you've got the fine.
But it enables you to go much more into the fine lines and wrinkles.
You can kind of give yourself a little brow lift here, can't you, with this?
Oh, I tell you what's really good is going up like that to really lift. Because one thing that because I've been named and shamed as a Botox lady in my dim and dirty past, but what I noticed with it is that it did this to my brow because I had these lines here which I didn't like, so I got rid of them. Now this is the opposite.
With Botox, you got rid of them.
But several years ago now that all stopped. But what I do instead is I lift the brow. Now this is very much an evening technique because you're looking to get the redness, the deeper redness, because what you're trying to do is create a more stringent healing response in the skin. This is a flush. Which will give you a pop, and it will give you, oh, you look well. Oh, did you sleep well last night?
When you do that in the morning, and you wake up after like 3 hours sleep, like we were talking about last night, and you just think, I can't face the day, just a minute, and you just think, actually, life is not so bad.
Right.
Is it?
Whereas this is more, I think, can you see here?
You're still a bit red there.
Yes,
aren't you?
because this is this is the line. This is my line that used to really bug me. This was the one, and then these ones here. So I store my tension in this area of my skin. So at night, I will go to that level of redness. That by the morning will have gone, which means now I have full expression. I can move. Oh, she says, wiggling her face. But you can see I've got expression marks on my face, but they kind of pop back. Once I've finished expressing whatever it is.
It's definitely plumper because when stress takes blood away from the skin, you said you end up with this kind of papery, kind of dull, papery skin. Because we're not nourishing it with all the nutrients from the blood.
That's right. And something that's that comes up in clinic over and over again is ladies will come in and they'll talk about their nutrition and there'll be supplements and diets and all the rest of it. And I sit there and I think, if your circulation does not get to your skin, you are wasting your money on these products. They are simply not reaching where they need to go. So it's really good to take fastidious care of your diet and supplements. Of course it is. We live in a very toxic age now. It's important. But make sure they get to the skin. That's what this does. So this is very much for the people that start to get into Gua Sha. It's the second tool. It's also a tool that then can take you very easily from the face down into the body because it's thinner. You're going to get a stronger, as you can see on my face,
so it creates a stronger response. So this is the
light.
The light. This is the Beauty Restorer, the Beauty Restorer Light. This one I love. This is the Beauty Restorer Precision. And it's very different in shape, and it's got a kind of much finer edge here and a rounded edge here. Can you just talk us through what this one does?
Now, this is my preferred tool. Why it's called the Precision, first of all, is because if you look, the tip is tiny. It's about 1 to 2 millimeters of thickness. When you compare that to the original
here,
which is over here, how much thinner that is. Now, why? Because the technique of Gua Sha is always about employing the tool to get to your circulation. And when you're dealing with the very fine tissue around the lips and around the eyes, we all know it's very, very fine. So whilst it's absolutely no problem you can use the original tool, you can, but it's a bit clunky.
It feels a little bit heavy, it does.
It's fine because you just go lightly and it still works. But really, when you want to reverse the fine lines and wrinkles, that's what this is. And the reason I love it is because I'm very prone to lines and wrinkles. This tool for me is a complete godsend. So if you've got lines under the eyes, which by the way in Chinese face reading is unshed tears, just FYI, it's a nice thing, and the crow's feet round here, or indeed the saggy eyelid, which I was starting to get. So you can I
definitely have a bit of hooded eye going on, so what would I need to do
You
there?
just literally do this.
And that's with the finer edge
you're just using, because it's very thin. Now, you do sort of feather-like strokes. What you don't do is you don't scrape the skin, okay? You don't, because it's thin, okay? But what you're doing is you're just going very gently, and because the tool is so fine, it just allows you to just go around the eye orbit very gently, like this. And also, you see, again,
you can get into that line. I've got quite a deep line here, and I actually do use it on my deep line.
So go right over the eyebrows, because you're going over the eye orbit itself. And again, the reason why I love using these tools and it sits within the whole wellness thing is because you've got all sorts of energetic channels that are going all over your face. It's not just about the contours and the muscles. That's very Western. Eastern, it's about the energetic flow. And if we're getting ourselves kind of stuck because we're going like that and looking at screens and the muscles are doing this, you need to be able to ease everything out.
It's like a massage, isn't it? It's like why we go for massage.
But jade works particularly well with the energy of the body. That's why it's the empirical beauty tool. It always has been. And then now, again, I've never smoked, but I've got these lines on my lips. I just had them. It's so annoying. And I just find particularly over this area here and here, it starts to go here. You can ease it out. and you can go over this area here.
Could you use it? So a lot of people have broken capillaries around here. Can you use it on there, or do you have to be a bit careful?
You can't gua sha over broken capillaries. So what you do is you just hold.
Yeah.
You heal with the stone. It's a crystal. This is what makes the quality of crystal so important. That's why it's important to get really good quality stones. Because there's a healing thing that goes on with the jade engaging with the blood circulation in the skin. And again, you go back to the chest, back to the body. So if there's ever a pathology in the face beyond lines and wrinkles, always go back into the body. So this is a very, I'll show you. So for example here, these are lines that were sort of starting to develop. And I know.
Did you do a lot of pouting in your younger
No,
days?
do you know what? I don't. Maybe because I used to be a singer. I don't know. It's just I have lined skin. My skin is prone to it. It's what I get. So this is a very typical evening for me in terms of getting the redness up. So just going around the lips with the precision. Can you see that's really red there? That will go down now. Yeah. But that will soften these lines up, which means my lips are now starting to go much more like they used to look, sort of full, as opposed to me looking in the mirror going, they're not
so under here will actually give you fuller lips.
Yeah, and here.
So you don't do it on the lips, you just do it around the lips.
I know why I'm going like that. It's because I put lipstick on because of the cameras. But
can you do it on your lips?
Yeah, let me just do it. Hang on. Literally, I go right over. So I've got a line just there. That's one of my lines. So I go right over it. And literally, when I look in the mirror when I'm doing this, I get one tiny dot of redness, which is one tiny capillary, which feeds that line, which kind of pings into life when I do it. And slowly but surely, my lips have gone back to being as full as they used to.
Oh my God, can you see that? Can you see the difference? Yeah, you that is so noticeable.
And it's also
giving you a real full lip. On that one
now this
side,
is also what I use this for, actually, just remembering now, is before I go out, if I'm putting lipstick on, I'll do this to give you that lovely sort of pout lip, because it's drawn the circulation up without needing to sort of buy stingy products which used to hurt.
Oh yeah, because they're all kind of quite minty or with chili or something.
Well, they hurt a bit.
And how...
And chap lips.
How long before you go out would you need to do this? Because obviously it's red. How long does it take for the redness to go?
Again, because the tools are so easy to use, I've gone for it. So I've really gone for it. But you just do sort of, you're in the mirror looking and you just go dum-dum. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and if it's not quite there, one more go.
Yeah, okay. And we've got one more tool here, which I'm very excited about, because this is the Hayo'u comb and it's got a very special use. Do you want to explain that?
Well, this is such a fab product. So I've often suffered from very fine hair, which is sort of just inherited, and so the comb is traditionally used on the head, but not for the hair. It's used for the scalp, and it's the same rounded edge here, but it's obviously designed to go through the hair. So the first thing is it's to work, you just literally start at the front of the hairline and work back. Very, very good for thinning hair. Because it nourishes, again, it's drawing the blood circulation up to the root of the hair, nourishing it from the inside out. So
it's really feeding the follicles, isn't it? Which is where we want to get all the nourishment.
Exactly. And what used to drive me nuts having fine hair was all these products on the market that you'd have to then put onto your scalp. It made my hair look horrible because it's so sticky. Yeah. Whereas this, you just do this at night, and again, it's just you're using your circulation. Then if you're having a bad hair day, it's really good for just invigorating the scalp and making your hair just look really kind of quite sort of...
A bit like dry shampoo.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And also it's fantastic for headaches. And it's also just if you're feeling tired, you know, if you've been at your desk for a long, you haven't been able to get out and you haven't moved around and you're going, it gets the circulation back into the scalp. Yeah. But then, as if that wasn't enough, because I thought that was enough, I thought, what a great tool. And I've been using it for a while. I was on a trip. I was in Asia again, and I discovered a technique that they were using with these combs, exactly the same comb, on the body. And it's called combing.
Body combing.
Body combing. You've heard it here first on Get the Gloss. Basically, it's absolutely fantastic for cellulite. I cannot get over it. And shall I just show you? Oh, no, hang on a minute. I've just... let me just wipe that.
Show us maybe on the arm how you would use it on your thigh.
So if this was my thigh, literally in the shower, just with water, I just comb along my thigh. It's just like body brushing, but with a comb, and it feels much more invigorating. It's because body brushing is more to do with lymphatics. Body combing is circulation. Yes. So you shouldn't really show tools, but we will for the purposes of today. But can you feel?
It's actually really nice.
It
feels like somebody's kind of stroking you with their nails.
I mean, again, all of these tools are massage tools. This is why it's a wellness brand. You know, yes, there's beauty impacts that go with it, but It is based on wellness. So,
and the redness, we want to create a bit of redness here, do we?
yes, so actually interestingly on you, you can see the redness coming up there. There's a bit stuck in the channel, which is great because this is exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Ideally do it with water or oil, but you can actually body comb on dry skin like this as long as you're going lightly. Yeah. I wouldn't drag the skin, but lightly, can you see how nice that feels? Yeah. So that's the kind of redness that you're looking for on, say, cellulite. That's what will come up on your leg if you do that in the shower.
And so you do it in any area you had cellulite, outsides of the legs?
Yes, outsides, inside, anywhere, basically. What will happen is...
And actually probably great for
backs of the arms. Yes, I mean... she says grabbing hands. What will happen is, as you can see on your arm there, the skin will come up red. That's absolutely fine. That's what you're looking for it to do. You're looking for the excessive circulation to come all the way to the top of the skin, because that's the problem with cellulite, that the circulation's not moving.
Yes, and we want it to get rid of all that excess fluid and
and what this technique does,
looks bumpy and ugly.
So as opposed to say the Dior Svelte or something, the original anti-cellulite machine, was that what this does is this draws the circulation upwards. Traditional massage tools push it downwards, but the circulation isn't there in the first place, and that's why we've got the problem, because the circulation's not moving. That's why you need it to work. And it's a very nice technique because it doesn't mean you can start now, because we're going into sort of May time. So, body parts are going to be on show. That redness will go down in a matter of minutes, leaving you feeling but gives you a lovely invigorated feeling. So you feel quite zingy and awake. But also, if you do it every single day.
How long would you need to do that for? I suppose it depends on how much cellulite you want, or how much difference you want to make. But
I do minimum time. The minimum with all these tools is I always sort of put them as a sort of a minute, because they're supposed to be a bit like toothbrushing, that there's this benefit of, the feeling at the time.
But you can always do more.
You can always do more. You don't want it to be laborious, but I will regularly do this for sort of 5-10 minutes in the shower, because it feels absolutely great.
I think also if you just say a minute, then you're going to stick to it every day, aren't you?
Yes.
It's sort of, if you think, oh my God, I've got 20 minutes worth of I've got to use this and that and the other. 1 minute a day, you think, yes, that's doable.
And also because it gives you an instant result. You see, when we always start with the Beauty Restorer as the sort of hero tool, because it gives you that pop of freshness, which you immediately can see.
You can. And actually, I have to say, this is where I use it on my neck. I get tech neck very badly. And this, I don't know if I'm supposed to, but...
No, you are. Funnily enough, you just reminded me that a very simple tool, technique for this at the desk, if you don't have oil, is to do it like this. Can you see?
Yeah.
I'm rolling it. That's absolutely brilliant for dealing with the neck. And also for using the pointed parts up.
Oh, in the occipital bone, or wherever it is.
All around here, all around the cranial nerves. And you can play with it. You can go that way. You can turn it around. Slightly depends on the shape of your head. But these are techniques that we do regularly when we're doing these treatments. So that's another thing that you can do with this in the day.
So for all round beauty, health, well-being, these really are things we need in our handbags and in our lives every day.
Yes.
And just a minute a day of one of these is a really great start. But I think you'll definitely get addicted.
Yes, well I am. Good job, and so are you. So here we are, the great fans. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
And these are all available on the Hayo'u website. All the details are below, and there's lots more rituals and demonstrations of how to use them on the Hayo'u website. And thank you, Katie, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much, Victoria.